In 1979, coxswain Harry Jones and the crew of the Hoylake lifeboat were honoured by the RNLI for their part in a particularly dangerous rescue of the crew of a foundering catamaran.
Conditions then was blowing force 8, gusting force 9, abnormally bad. We felt that it was going to be a very, very tricky job. We tried to attract attention for anyone who was aboard, but there was no one we could arouse on the boat. I decided then to put the second coxswain aboard.
Second coxswain McDermott at the time, then myself, jumped aboard. We pushed the cabin door open, and there we saw two ladies and a gent, very white-faced, all the boat flooded, all the food sloshing around in the bottom of the boat. They'd almost given up, I think, but anyway, seeing our faces, I think, lifted the spirits tremendously.
And for that, I got the bronze medal, and second coxswain and the lads got vellum.
Lifeboat rescues don't always have happy endings. This memorial in Lytham St Anne's and an exhibition at the local lifeboat museum are dedicated to the worst disaster in the history of the RNLI.
On the 9th of December 1886, a German registered bark, a large sailing ship, the Mexico, which hit a large gale in the Irish Sea, lost two of her masts and started smashing up and down in a heavy breaking sea. The Captain Burmester, ordered distress rockets to be fired, and these were seen by crews from 3 lifeboat stations at St Anne's, Southport and Lytham. They then launched off the open beach at St Anne's and were seen under oars to set off in the moonlight. And in fact, that was the last time they were seen alive, because all 13 of the crew were lost when the Laura Janet capsized somewhere off the mouth of the Ribble. Southport had launched, and if the times are correct, she had gone alongside the Mexico after the Lytham boat had rescued her crew. In the process of going alongside, they dropped the anchor and a huge wave capsized the lifeboat and she failed to right. In fact, on that terrible night, out of the 42 lifeboat men who had set out to rescue the Mexico's crew of 12, 27 of them lost their lives. Although this was the worst disaster in the history of the RNLI, it did have a good side to it. Charles McCara, who was a prominent Manchester businessman, realised the distress caused to the relatives of the lifeboat crew, and he resolved to bring the lifeboat to the man in the street. He did this by organising the first ever Lifeboat Saturday in October 1891 in Manchester, and the sum somewhere around £5,000 in assorted loose change was collected over 2 days. Lifeboat Saturday still continues, of course. Now it's a flag day, but it emanates from that one disaster so many years ago.